Hey, how's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Here's a step-by-step guide how to change the cooling liquid of your Honda CRF300L. Let's get started. Starting here on the right side of the motorcycle with the 5mm hex key. Let's remove this screw. Once again with the 5mm hex key, remove this screw. The side fairing has a velcro around this area that you have to disconnect, so just push gently with your hands, like this. Still on the right side of the motorcycle, you have to look for this plastic pin, which is located here close to your radiator, and then you're going to press right in the middle of it. Here I'm using a hex key just to press in the middle. Once you do that, you'll hear a click. Then you can push this plastic pin out, like this. Here on this side, you're going to have a plastic pin. Just push it off. Now you have one on the opposite side, also push it off. And you have here one up top. Just push it off. And then you just find a way to slide it out. Now on the left side of the motorcycle, with a 5mm hex key, remove this screw. Now remove this screw, also with a 5mm hex key. Now looking on the inside, once again, 5mm hex key, remove this screw. Now you're going to have two plastic pins that once again you have to push right in the middle. Once you push it, you're able to pull it out, like that. And right here is the second one, push in the middle, pull it out with your fingers. Now here at the very top, there's just a catch in there that you have to pull it out, like this. So here you can see the little hole for this catch against the fairing. Now you're looking from the right side of the motorcycle, and there on the opposite side, it is the protective cover of the expansion vessel of the cooling liquid. Right here, you have a clip, plastic clip that you have to press. And as you press it, you can pull it out of its place. So from the right side of the motorcycle, I'm compressing this plastic clip, and at the same time, I'm pulling this protective cover out. So this should give you a pretty good idea. When you press this plastic clip like this, you're able then to slide that out of its housing. Back to the right side of the motorcycle, open up the cap of the radiator. Now here on the right side of the motorcycle, where you have the water pump, this screw you're going to see that has a little arrow pointed to it. This is the screw for draining the cooling liquid. Before loosening the screw, just put a container underneath so you can catch the cooling liquid. Using an 8mm socket, go ahead and loosen the screws. There's a copper crush washer in here, make sure to get it. Once it stops, go ahead and just tilt the motorcycle to the right. Using a 10mm socket, go ahead and loosen this bolt. And once again with the 10mm socket, go ahead and loosen this bolt. Go ahead and open the expansion vessel. And then pour the liquid out. Now, of course, it is better to do this type of maintenance when you're at home, and especially before you start a motorcycle trip. But not only this, it gives you the chance to get acquainted with your motorcycle. So if you need to do any repairs while you're out traveling, you already have the experience on how to do it. That's why it is very important that you take the time to build a good toolkit for your motorcycle. And at the heart of every good toolkit is going to be a good way for you to carry your tools. So let me show to you the Royamoto 2-roll. The Royamoto 2-roll is a lightweight, compact, but big enough to carry all of the tools that you need while you're out riding. It comes with several pockets, including very small ones to securely store very small spanners, but also if you want, you can store quite wide items inside these pockets. And it also has 4 elastic loops for you to store long items. So here I have my trail jack, a hand pump, an extension, and another smaller extension. In addition, you have these large pockets. On this one, I like to keep the sockets that I use most often. And on these 2 smaller pockets, I also have tools that I'm not going to use all the time. Here on the flap you have a place for you to write your details in case you lose it, and you also have this mesh pocket which is ideal for storing flat and smaller items. I've been working on my motorcycles for over 8 years and I find super important to carry magnets with you. That's why we included 2 pockets, so you can have 2 magnets, and of course you can also remove them like this. And in case you remove the magnet and you, for whatever reason, drop a screw of your motorcycle in a place where you cannot reach, you can just attach the magnet to fish the screw. And that also gives you a place to position screws and nuts that you remove from your motorcycle so they don't get lost. If you want more details about the Royamoto 2-roll, just check here in the description or go to royamoto.com/2roll. And now back to the video. Now reposition the expansion vessel and reinstall the bolts. Do the same for the top bolt. I've opted for a cooling liquid which comes already pre-mixed, but if you have a different one, always make sure to read the instructions and make sure that you get one specific for motorcycles. Go ahead and put the bolt back on. Make sure that you don't forget the washer. Now this is a crush washer, so it is supposed to be a one-time use. I'm going to reuse mine, but make sure that you have one spare just in case it is leaking. You don't need to apply a lot of torque on this screw, and I'll make sure to put here the correct spec on the screen in case you have a torque wrench. Let's refuel the system starting by the radiator. It shouldn't take that long as it is only 770 milliliters. And just make sure you keep an eye on the very top of the radiator so you don't overflow it. Let's move the motorcycle side to side just to get some of the air bubbles out of the system. And you can hit the side stand on the floor, and this will help to get the bubbles out. I can already add a bit more of cooling liquid as the bubbles went out. With the radiator still open, let's now turn on the motorcycle and let it run for about 2 minutes. Go ahead and put the cap back on and make sure that you really lock it all the way in. Here at the expansion vessel, there are going to be 2 lines. That's the minimum and that's the maximum. So go ahead and fill it up about midway in between the 2 lines. And I'll put the cap back on. This time I'm going to let the motorcycle run for about 5 minutes. Go ahead and reinstall the plastic cover. Go ahead and line up the plastic cover with the fairing. Push the Velcro, which is located here on the side fairing, against the fuel tank. Reinstall the top screw. Reinstall the bottom screw. Reinstall the inner bolt. Reinstall the plastic pins. Reinstall the radiator guard. Reinstall the plastic pin. Reinstall the side bolt. Push the side fairing against the tank to fix the Velcro. And reinstall the top bolt. And that is the step-by-step how to change the cooling liquid of your Honda CRF300L. Now if you like this video, I think you're also going to like the next one that is here on the screen. Bye bye.